Just love this thing. The ability to have so much modern tech in a car. Whew. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. Turn my music off here and let's just have a chat. Gonna wait for the car to quiet down a bit. We should be fine. I think my angle is okay as well. But topic of today is, how is it like driving a manual transmission in the year of 2024? Now, I have been driving stick shift now for, it's gonna be about 2 years straight. I learned on my prior car, my M2 competition, which was honestly not one of the easiest cars to learn on. It had plenty of power, but the clutch grab and bite and everything, I stalled a lot the first day I got it. I purchased it, and the day of learned kind of driving on my way back home. And I have had some experience driving manual transmission before. I had a friend who let me give it a shot on his Hyundai Veloster N, and that was a very good experience to help me kind of just get a feel with what's actually going on with the car. Previously too as well, I do ride motorcycles, so knowing how a clutch works and that engagement point and working with that is very helpful with kind of getting the gist and acquainted to the car as quickly as possible. But back to the topic at hand, what do I think about using this guy every day? And I must say, I really love it. You know, my family, my friends, especially living here in Jersey, as congested as it is, traffic happens all the time and it sucks. And thankfully, this car comes with a lot of tech that makes it not as miserable. The rev match ability, which is huge. I think a lot of people like to make fun of it for being there, but it makes life so easy to live with this on day to day. And in some ways, it just makes it kind of just really easy to not even think about and just do. I'm still doing the work of the clutch and everything, but not having to constantly make sure I'm slamming those proper rev matches. It makes life definitely a lot easier. But other than that, clutch engagement and use is very simple. Like anything, it's muscle memory. Over time, you just get used to how the car works and what it can do and what it can't. I knew I'd regret if I didn't get a stick shift again. I do enjoy my time driving these things. I had a ton of fun in my M2, and as well, obviously, of course, now with my stick shift, and it's a bit different, you know. That guy's getting really close. Please excuse my radar here, but I think it's different. I think it's unique in its own way. There's not a lot of people who do it, and it's fun to just kind of constantly work on a skill that you can get better at and better at every time. And obviously, you have to do that when you turn off the rev match downshifting, which I'll do now, because sometimes when I do have energy and I'm not super exhausted, I like to turn off, actually roll my gears and have a good time. So right now we have it where the car has no nannies on for the gear shift selector. One thing that was very notable with these cars is the 1-to-2 shift that everyone loves to complain about. Granted, it is there, and I will show you guys kind of what happens, but you kind of have to wait a bit when doing the 1-to-2 shift. There's like a lot of rev hang and a good second before letting it out. I've gotten so used to it now that I don't even notice, and especially with this car having a clutch delay valve that slows down how your inputs, right? It wants it to be very smooth and linear with how you're releasing the clutch, so you can't just really do a quick shimmy with what's going on. I'm gonna mute this real quick. But other than that, I mean, the car's a ton of fun. Landing the perfect rev match is, you know, fantastic, as you saw there. Getting into it like anything with any other manual car, but I just love this thing. The ability to have so much modern tech in a car and still be able to rev gears. I mean, there's not a lot of cars like this anymore, guys, that allow you to have this much fun with this much technology. I mean, only other cars that kind of are in this realm is the CT4 or CT5 Blackwing. That's a sedan that has a stick shift. Granted, I've heard that those cars are way more fun in, you know, manual feel and engagement with its Tremec, but guys, I mean, we still have stick shifts in 2024 that can get sold today. As of right now, this video, the 2025 and 2024 M4 have been redone, and you see that it's still getting offered with its manual transmission. Knowing that this is the last M car to come with a manual makes it somewhat, you know, special and sentimental to me, because they're not going to really make these anymore. And with a lot of other cars, you know, we kind of don't know what we have until it's gone. And you could say as much as you want with these being as synthetic and artificial as possible, there is still that connection between man and machine that allows us to kind of enjoy these cars to the best of our extent, being, you know, on a back road, day-to-day, and track, and wherever. But it's super easy to live with this car. We have the hill assist, the rev match, as I said before. Kind of has like a somewhat of like an anti-stall. If it knows you're not giving enough gas, it kind of peps up the revs a bit, which is super nice. I do miss having a hard handbrake, making sure we're focusing on the road here. The M2 did have, there was like a short little stubby one, but I have gotten used to how that works. So, you know, it just becomes part of driving the car. And if I were to have anything else, I would obviously, of course, still try my best to keep a car that has a manual transmission, because I just love having it. I think it makes the drive way more engaging, way more fun. You just have control of the car. You get to do what you want, you get to throw it in first, do little slides, have whatever, and it's different. As you see here right now, we are dealing with some typical Jersey traffic. It is a Friday around 3:30, and everyone wants to go home, such as myself. This is going to be the reality of what most commuting and driving is, and with it being constantly 1-2, 1-2, I would say it gets tiring, but I think it comes down to, at the end of the day, if you like driving a manual transmission or not. I put up with it. I don't mind. Obviously, driving an automatic transmission car would make life way easier here, but this car excels in creeping with how easy it is to just kind of get off the launch. I don't have to give pretty much any gas. I've gone to the point where I know kind of how the car wants to get driven in a way. But this is life. You just kind of get used to it. The 1-2, 1-2 shift a million times back and forth, and you kind of drive yourself sick to an extent, but it's just how it goes, and that's just the way of the life of owning a manual car. But would I do it again if I had another choice? Of course. I mean, this is my second chance at kind of getting out of a manual car with the M2, and I jumped right back in. I honestly have no regrets. I do love this thing. Never have problem with shifting gears, although it's not the best feeling with everyone's saying, you know, there's a rubbery feel with the shifter. I mean, I'm still rolling my own gears, I'm still having fun. Good time, reliable, never skips a beat, and I've been enjoying it. So those are just my thoughts about driving this car. If you guys also have a G80 manual M3, I'd love to know. I see so much content online right now with it just being the competition models, and obviously I know it's a bit more exciting to get the more power. You also have the ability for X drive, but something about rear wheel drive, stick shift, front engine, it's just the way it's been and the way I kind of want it to be, and I've come to really enjoy that with my cars. But if you guys have been enjoying this content and want to see more, or want me to talk about any other topics or interesting conversations, please leave them in the comment section below, and let me know if you guys drive stick shift as well, or want to learn, and kind of what you want to see from what I could do with this car. I know adding power would become an issue with, you know, the clutch getting toasted out, burnt out, but I've heard that it can take a decent amount of beating if you stay under like the 600 foot-pounds of torque, and the torque's what really does the damage to these cars. So stay tuned for more content. I'm going to try my best to keep getting it out for you guys, because I know you guys love it, and I just want to say thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great time, stay safe, and stay awesome. Ryan out.